Welcome back. Well, as you read in the article, things took a little nasty turn when some nurses that were kind of complaining about their job online started to complain about things that, well, might be a little bit, I don't know, almost ruining or running over the sanctity of human life. Yeah, they were complaining about their patients, and rightfully so in some cases. They've, suffered abuse. They were physically hit in some cases, but things took a different turn when they started alluding to the fact that these patients might die, or maybe it would be good if they died. They started mocking patients who were close to death, and even mocking patients who have died in the past. When people saw this on social media, of course, they didn't take kindly to this. They understand that, nursing jobs might be stressful, but this was a little bit too far. And so they kind of shared it. It became like this little viral thing that was happening. And they said that this is just too much. Yeah. Even though it is stressful, regardless of the stress, this job does require compassion. And of course, all human life has some sort of value to it. And we should treat it as such. But this was not the case with these nurses. They remain mostly unnamed, especially the ones in Korea, but there was a group of nurses who did something similar in the US. The sort of privacy laws are not as strict in the US, and so those nurses are very well known in a lot of cases, mostly because they took to social media rather than more private boards and everything like that. So this is around the world, kind of a problem around the world. And even though they're just trying to blow off steam, maybe they blew off way too much steam. There's some steam that should be kept inside.
Yes, maybe, yes. We need a bit of steam on the inside.
A little bit of steam on the inside. You can quote us on that one. Yeah.
I think when I heard this article, the problem is that the main problem is it's on social media.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this is a new thing. I think people over-complaining, getting a bit out of hand with their, their venting has probably been going on since the dawn of time and in all different types of professions. But when it's so public, online,
yeah,
everybody knows about it, and then,
if you get a little bit too flippant, like back in the day, you could complain about the king. But complain about them in public and you're dead. So, with your family, you're like, man, that king, he's a real piece of work. But the guard outside hears you. And social media is the guard outside, and we are the people who kill them. Anyways, we're the judge, jury, and executioner, the public.
Do you agree that nursing is a stressful job?
Absolutely, yeah. I think nursing is a highly stressful job. I do have a lot of nursing friends, had a lot of nursing friends, and they were constantly under stress. I mean, they're the ones, working 12-hour shifts, but they're doing all the dirty work. The doctor knows how to clean up patients and knows how to change things and everything, but it often falls to the nurse to do all of that work. And so they're doing a lot of the hard labor for a long time, and really underappreciated in the US.
Were they working in the ICU?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that sounds like the most stressful environment ever. Outside of a war zone, maybe. War zones and ICUs.
It's almost the same, almost. Of course, war zones are going to be much different and difficult, but it's seeing that trauma every day. Yeah, that's, I don't think that at all. Now, you were talking about social media, complaining. Do you ever complain on social media about your work? And what are the risks of this?
Oh, I don't complain about work on social media. These days I don't really complain a lot. I think I used to complain a lot about politics on Facebook. But I think I went down that rabbit hole and felt the futility of it. It was just idiots like myself blowing off steam, arguing, never convincing each other of anything. So I just put it to bed and said no more. It was grinding on my nerves after a while. But that doesn't mean I just don't complain about politics anymore. It just means I don't do it online. I do it. I try to do it in face-to-face context where you can have a fruitful discussion, maybe a debate back and forth, and maybe some progress or change of opinions.
Or not, but at
Or
least
just blow
there's
off some
possibility.
steam.
Yeah, at least have the possibility. And yeah, I think the risks with talking about your work in a negative way online, obviously, is that your work can see it. And most likely will see it. And depending on what you say, that could negatively affect your job. Now, there are some laws, or at least some loose laws, that are against some sort of, what is it called, retaliation for what is said or done, especially on private time. But the law doesn't state that they just don't renew your contract. The law doesn't state that they're like, oh, you're fired because, you know, you spent too much time in the bathroom and that's stealing company time and now you're gone. Or in Korea, they just might give you a really terrible job until you quit, you know?
Yes, they have their own way.
Yeah, there's always ways to get you away. So it's just a bad idea to complain on social media about your own work. Or about politics, probably, too.
Well, that one's just pointless. And you end up annoying everybody.
Yeah. And really, complaining online is basically just saying, I need a little bit of affirmation that my complaint is correct. I don't think it's trying to start an argument with people or trying to change people's minds. It's like, I just need affirmation that I'm right, that someone agrees with me. And so if you need that affirmation, social media is a great place to go, but it can be risky.
Watch out.
Yeah. Go ahead and check out the vocabulary, and we will see you in the next article next time. Bye.
ICU, Intensive Care Unit.
ICU, Intensive Care Unit.
Blow off steam.
Blow off steam.
Euthanize.
Euthanize.
Sanctity.
Sanctity.
Appalled.
Appalled.